3.4861. I guess I don't know how far they go, just to the millions, let's do that. Okay. Here is like the turning point. This little guy here is our decimal. And if you know anything about numbers, okay, every number that comes behind another number is 1/10 of it. In other words, it takes 10 of these to make one of these, or it takes 10 of those to make one of those, and 10 of those to make one of those, and blah, 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 blah. So after the decimal point, we've got a whole bunch of numbers that go on forever that are called the decimal numbers. And the first place after the decimal is the tenths place. Simply because it takes 10 of those to make one whole thing. 10 dimes make $1. And then if you split that up into tenths, you get the hundredths place. And these are almost a mirror image of the whole numbers, except there's this little th there. And you have to make sure that you write that th there. I should have done it like this. And change that. Let's do it like this. There's the tenths. Here's the hundredths. And then you have the thousandths, and then the 10,000ths, and the 100,000ths. I wish I could do this. Remember, there's THs at the end of this, and then the millions. Millionths place. Okay, but what you have to understand is, looking at this whole part of this number right here, even there, though there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 digits there, this decimal number is not even half of one whole thing. In other words, if I gave you this much money, I covered this up and I said, here, I'm going to give you 486. Wait, how do I say that? Oh yeah, 486,918 millionths of a dollar. How much would that be? A little over 48 cents. Okay, because as you look at decimals, here's what happens. Demonstration here. One whole piece of paper. 0.1 of this piece of paper would be 1/10 of this. I'll try to put it into about a tenth. There's about 1/10 of that piece of paper. That's what you get. Well, if I go the next 0.01 of this piece of paper, means that I take this tenth and cut it into 10 equal pieces. So now, this is about 1/100th, 0.01 of what I started with. And then if I go to the thousandth place, means I have to take this, split it into 10 equal pieces, which is getting a little tough for me. I don't know if I can get it there next small. End up with something about like this. That's about 1,000. This is probably a little smaller than 1,000th actually is. And then if you go to the next one, which is 1/10,000th, okay, I have to take this and try to cut that into a small piece here. So, you know, talk to Miss Shum. One of Miss Shum's pet peeves is to go into a store and somebody has this handwritten sign that says this, 0.05 cents. What does that really mean? First of all, you can't mix cents and dollars, which is what this person did when they made that sign. Okay, that means, Maggie, that what? What's that? Oh no, half a penny would be 0.5. This is 5/100ths of 1 cent. 5/100ths of a cent, which means you would need what? 20. You would need. You could, for 1 penny, you could get 20 of whatever this person's selling for this amount, because this is 5/100ths of it, or 1/20 of it. You can't mix that because now you're mixing decimals with whole numbers. You have to put the dollar sign here. That means 5 cents. Otherwise, you have to write it as this, 5 cents. But you can't put 0.05 cents because that means you have 500ths of a cent. And we don't do money very often to this decimal place. You'll never see money in this, at least not now, except when you go to a gas station. A gas station, how much is the price of gas right now? When you drive past Shell on your way home, it's like $2.98, and then over here, then over there, there's a little 9. That's because they're telling you your actual price of a gallon of gas is $2.98 and 9/10 of another cent there, which means you're actually paying close to a penny. And I don't know why they do that. Where that came from, why don't they just get rid of that? But it's been there forever and whatever it is. They are not going to ask you a whole lot of stuff except stuff like this. If you have this number here, 6.32847, what digit is in the thousandths place? Thousandths place. And the biggest mistake I see people making is they think there's a once place, because when you have a number like this, it goes ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. They think it's the exact opposite on the other side, so the 4 is in the thousandths place. No, be careful with that because it goes the first place after the decimal, the tenths, then the hundredths, then the thousandths place. That's the thousandths place. So don't think that it's exact mirror image. There is no once place that takes up that little thing there. It just goes tens, hundreds, thousandths. Do they ask us anything else? What is the name of 100th of a dollar? 1 cent. Oh, they do ask you this. This actually, if you're talking in money, let me go back to that screen. Rarely do you hear about this. Okay, this is a cent. In other words, this is in money, this is how many cents you have. We do have this place, when you talk about taxes, in Michigan they talk about this. This, because it's in the thousandths place, is called a mill. Because in the metric system, if you have a milligram of something, that means you have 1,000th of something. There's 1,000 milligrams in a gram. So if you ever hear them talk about a mill, even though you think it sounds a lot like a million, it really stands for 1,000, like a millennium. And a millennium is how many years? A millennium is 1,000 years. So millipedes, centipedes, whatever pedes, millipedes, millipedes. All right, I think that's probably better than listening to